Hi everyone, welcome back. This is JJ. I hope that you guys are having a beautiful new moon. This is the new moon in Leo, and today's pick a card is going to be about what new cycle are you starting in your life. This is a message that came through very strong via Instagram. So if you don't follow me there, you guys already know that's where I post on a daily. I feel like the collective is starting something new, and it is a new moon in Leo, so Spirit wanted to speak more on this, so I decided to do a pick a card. A couple of announcements. You guys already know the drill. These are videos for educational purposes, okay? This is to help you grow, to help you heal, to help you move forward on your life's journey. Again, everything that I say is general, so only take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Timestamps, how to book a reading, all of that is always in the description box below. So I will see you in your selected pile. So for those of you who decided to stay and listen to the announcements, you guys saw I posted it on Patreon and on Instagram that there are new regulations here on YouTube. And so some of my videos, or many of my videos actually, have been labeled 18 and older, so they've been restricted because they do not want any nudity on the decks that are being shown. Not even if it's for art purposes, they're saying absolutely not, and there's certain topics that we are not allowed to speak on. So, you know, again, these are for educational purposes only, okay? This is for you guys to grow and to heal, and yeah, hopefully this will resolve the situation. I had to switch my decks around, just, you know, because I know not everybody wants to have a YouTube account. I know not everybody, you know, will have access to the 18 plus videos. So I'm changing the decks. Hopefully that will work. So, you know, changuitos, crossing our fingers here. But yeah, that's what's going on. So if you're like, JJ, I couldn't see the last video, that's what it was. It's just because, you know, there's new regulations, so we're working on it. I'm working around that, and just know that I'm doing everything that I can to get these messages for you guys. And you can always find me on Instagram. I post there on a daily. I feel like Instagram doesn't have that much regulations going on right now, or kind of like a lot of other things, at least for my content. I can be more outspoken and be more blunt and speak on a lot of deep topics over there on Instagram more than here. I know TikTok as well has limited or has muted a lot of people in the community for that same reason, because you're not allowed to show graphic, you know, nudity, things like this. So that's what we're going, that's what I'm working with, you guys. So, you know, just know that I am working around that. So I hope that this time it works and it's all good. But yeah. But we have a new moon in Leo. So this new moon in Leo, there is an emotional concept here. I'm picking up. Remember, this new moon is in Leo, so Venus is retrograde in Leo, so of course they're very close. They're making possible conjunction here. And then we have Uranus in Taurus, so also making aspects to this new moon. So there's a lot of shakeups, there's a lot of twists and turns. There are also a lot of revelations, and Uranus is also the one that rules our nervous system, okay? As someone who, I have a moon in Aquarius and Vedic, I know this a lot. This made sense when I learned this about myself, about that placement, that it gives you a lot of anxiety because it rules your CNS, your central nervous system. And so, you know, this can make you kind of jumpy, or like jolts, or like things like this. So just know that if you're feeling that, it's because of this Uranus making this aspect to the new moon. And so, you're going to be experiencing that. But also Uranus is the awakener. He is the shake up planet. He is the wild child, if you will. At least I like to call him that way, him or her. And so there is going to be like epiphanies. There is going to be like big downloads and awakenings happening within your body. So you know, just know that this new moon, that's kind of the energy that we're going through. And also because in Vedic, this is in Cancer, right? We go a sign backwards. So just know that there is an emotional component to this new moon as well. So a lot of emotions are coming up. Honor those emotions. There might be themes around home for those who follow the Vedic system, and then also those who follow the Western. Then, you know, there's themes about children because of Leo. There's things around your creativity, your passion, and the things that you want to pursue. So just a little there. Okay, that's not the whole information there, but just a little bit about that. I feel like relationships are going to be big here as well. So big clarity, revelations in connections of all type, you guys. Okay, it doesn't have to just be love because it's in Venus. It can also be revelations in regards to your money, right? Changes, you know, making adjustments, pivoting here and there, as you guys can see in my little rant earlier about the changes that are going on here on the platform in itself. So, you know, things like this might be coming up, but I also want you to know, because this is important, this has been coming up a lot for me, this message of divine protection by God. This is something that came up on Instagram, and look, I'm not lying to you guys. These are my cards that came out since my procedure, since surgery, and they've been coming out over and over again, the two same cards. And this is a big deck. This is like a, I think, 300 card deck, something like that. And for these two cards to keep coming up over and over, I feel like the message here is for the collective that what is happening right now, even though you might see it as like, man, I have to pivot here, or I have to make this changes, or this situation ended, God, spirit, however you call your higher power, is saying, trust me, trust me, trust the changes that I'm making for you, because at the end of the day, I'm just clearing the path for you. I know you cannot see it. I know right now it might be annoying. I know right now it's a learning curve, but you got this. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. But that is what I have for you guys about this new moon energy. Trust in what is happening. Trust in what is developing in your life. Trust the path that you're being put on. You might be seeing 000, 1010. Let's see what else. You might be seeing the combination 124. You might be seeing the combination as well 555. I think I already mentioned that. I'm not quite sure if I did. Sorry. Let's see. 2 y 4 son 6, más 1 son 7. So you might be seeing 777, which that is a number of God in numerology. I feel like there's a new dawn here, a new day. So that is what I have. I will see you guys in your selected pile. Bye, you guys. Hello, pile number 1. I hope that you guys are having a beautiful day. I did speak in the intro about why certain videos were restricted on YouTube and the new regulations that they got going on. So if you guys are wanting to hear that over there in the intro, or you want to hear about the new moon, that's in the intro. But thank you so much, you guys, for your patience. Thank you so much for your support and being here and navigating these changes with me as well. So let's see, what is this new cycle that you're starting? I am going to be pulling decks from this astrology deck here, and then some other decks that I have going on here. So let's see, this is just the major arcana deck. This is the gold lyre deck, LYRE deck, and I just got all the major arcana and just pulled for each pile. So this is going to be a major arcana because these are big cycles in our lives. So let's see what comes through. Pile number 1, tenemos the World. Ooh, I like that. That's Saturn energy. And then we have Restore. Okay, so these are the two that we have here. So I'm just going to channel here. So this Saturn energy, a lot of fixed energy coming through here. Fixed energy. Okay, so what I'm getting for you, pile number 1, the new cycle that you're stepping into is, I feel like there's going to be big changes in your work, in your status, in your sense of recognition. There is here as well this also a lot of success, a lot of achieving milestones, a lot of things that you've been putting in a lot of hard work into. That is shifting. Like your It's all coming full circle. There's a lot of tying loose ends here as well. And of course, you guys know I'm not going to keep it light. Okay, I have to speak on the shadow. I have to speak on the other side of this card as well. I'm not going to lie. The World card tells me because you are tying up loose ends, there is work here that is involved with this new cycle. But the rewards are big. Saturn rewards, and what Saturn rewards you with cannot be taken from anyone or anything because that is yours permanent. Okay, let's see. What else do we have going on here? Sorry, I'm shuffling because that's the way I channel. With the World card here, for some of you, there's also a sense of expansion. There's a sense of reaching people from different parts of the world, or just expanding. For those of you who have a business, you're going to be reaching new clientele, new community. There is this sense of travel as well. So for some of you, you will be traveling too. There's this sense of stability. It's like, finally, I have this stability. There's a sense of a strong routine, strong foundation here as well. I am also seeing here too, you might be a Capricorn or have heavy Capricorn or Saturn in your chart. Like mine is ruled by Saturn, so you might have that in your chart here. With restore, I feel like there's something that you are renewing. There is a sense of stability being restored. You might have been in a cycle of your life where you've been in hermit, or you've been in this kind of like hanged man, because I'm seeing the hanged man in my third eye. So this tells me there was delays. And Saturn does that, right? Saturn is like, until you learn the lesson, I will give you your reward. And so I feel like this new cycle, it's bringing in everything that you kept hearing, divine timing, divine timing, divine timing. It's like this new cycle is divine timing. So you're receiving a lot of things. There's a lot of accomplishments. There's a lot of success. There's a lot of okay, for a lot, I don't know who this is for, but I'm hearing someone was saving to get some type of dental work. That's coming through. Okay, I see you doing that. What else am I seeing here? It's just a really blessed cycle for you guys. Yes, it's like a sense of celebration or being in the spotlight, or there's a sense of even you just celebrating. Even if you're like, no, JJ, I'm not in the spotlight, I don't want to be in the spotlight, then that's okay. But you're being celebrated. You're celebrating big things here, big cycles. The card here says restore, I am broken, is the trigger statement, and then the true statement is I am illuminated. As you release your attachment to the high and the low, you find peace and balance. Honor the cycles of your body and energy now. Oh, my left ear is ringing loud. I feel like for many of you, like I said, you're reaching the sense of being comfortable in your own skin, being comfortable in where you are at in your journey. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to be pushing for more. No, that's not what I mean. It's just the sense of like fulfillment and finding contentment in that, and really being present in where you're currently at and where you are going, and doing this from a place of peace and harmony. Also with the World card, I am getting this energy of like the hat being thrown. So some of you are finally graduating. I don't know what this is, but you're graduating. I don't know, you're getting your doctorates, masters, something here. But I see a graduation. This can also be a spiritual graduation of you going to the next level. And that's why you're being rewarded. Because I feel like you've been in this heavy Saturn cycle in your life. So you might have, let's say you're closing out your Saturn return. You're closing out your Sarisati, right? Something like this. There's something here that you're closing out. Now that doesn't mean, again, that it's going to come easy, because Saturn being here, I do feel like there's going to be a little bit of this energy still. You're still going to feel the Saturn energy here, but it's like you're feeling that, but at the same time, you're also getting the rewards of Saturn. Like if you're feeling the pressure here, because Saturn tends to do that, I do feel like you're going to, Saturn is going to be like, oh, dangling like the carrot and kind of being like, but don't worry, look, this is just a preview of what I'm giving you kind of thing, okay? Let's see, what else am I picking up here? I feel like also if you've been going through like body health challenges or just things like this, because Saturn can give you chronic disease, right? Like chronic problems. I am seeing here as well that that's being healed, okay? That's being kind of, at least, you know, getting easier. Of course, follow your doctor's orders. I am not a doctor or a healthcare physician, so, you know. Yeah, there's a lot of success. You're being put in some type of leadership. That means, you know, that could mean something like you're finally able to just ease Okay, I'm getting ease off. So this is telling me like you're gonna be able to relax. Okay, so whether this be because you're finally getting a group, an assistant or something like that, or you're finally getting help at work, like there's something here where it's like finally I can take my hands off this situation and I can just be a leader. I can just do the role. Maybe you were in a cycle where you were doing everybody else's work, and it's because it needed to teach you responsibility. There was a sense of you having to learn responsibility here. I also feel for a lot of you, you've been in this cycle of learning to love yourself again. Okay, so for some of you there was low self-esteem, low confidence. I feel like now there's going to be higher self-esteem here, higher confidence. Let's see what else does pile number one. What's this new cycle that's starting for them? It's a very successful one too, one where you're being the leader, whether this be a leader of a group, of a project, of a community, or just a leader of your life, you know, you taking charge. This is giving me Mars energy too with the red. Cancer. So for some of you might have heavy Cancer placements. I feel like you are sorry. Pile number one, you are this like gentle leader. Okay, I feel like you are. Okay, thank you. So what I'm getting here is this energy of like and this is something I picked up since last year, since the beginning of the year. If you go way back to my post on Instagram, I'm pretty sure I also mentioned that here on YouTube. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it on Patreon. It's been everywhere. There's a new group of leaders stepping forward for the collective, and I feel like pile number one, this new cycle, you're part of that. You're part of this new leaders that are coming forth, and this is going to play out differently for everybody, because not everybody is in, like, let's say a platform or things like this. Some people, you know, they're going to be a leader in their work. Maybe, you know, they're doctors or teachers, you know, and making change. So you don't have to be in a platform. But with this Cancer energy, this tells me like this is the rise of like feminine leadership. Okay, it's like this energy of being more gentle, emotional leaders with emotional intelligence. Okay, leaders that are more on an intuitive level, and this is what it feels like here with this Cancer energy. At the bottom of the deck, we do have lunar eclipse, and I believe we do have one in October. So it says here, releasing the past, breakthrough, pushing limitations and healing. Like I said, you've been in this energy, and so there is going to be, in this new cycle, you're going to be pushing through things. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you here that it's going to be easy, because that's not the way I do things. And so you're going to be pushing through. Saturn, you know, puts pressure to create the diamond. So I feel like here Saturn has been kind of like working already with you. That's why I feel like for some of you, you're closing out some type of Saturn cycle in your life, and this is what has created this leadership energy, because you needed to remind yourself that you are this leadership energy. It's just, I feel like you had a hard time identifying with that, just because of the leadership that we have going on now in the world, which is more masculine. And you're part of the leaders that are rising, that are going to be more feminine in nature. And so just know that this lunar eclipse that's coming up is going to be significant for you guys in regards to what this cycle is. I do feel here there is going to be a breakthrough in your maybe online persona, in your career, in your work, in your finances. There is, like, I'm also hearing a new tax bracket for some of you. That's for some of you. For others of you, like I said, it's like you are also identifying in a different way. I don't know why that came through like that, but your guides brought it like that. So, you know, it's going to be different for everybody. For some of you, like I said, you're graduating. There's a big, like, you guys have been releasing a lot of things from the past as well. Yeah. I feel like a lot of you are leaders from this place of, because you've been doing the Chiron healing, which if you know anything, you know the Chiron is not an easy planet. Is our biggest wound. And I feel like you guys, it doesn't mean that you finished healing, okay? Those of you who know this, healing never ends, you guys. It's cyclical. But I feel like you guys have done most of the healing work, and you're going to be able to be leaders from that place. But let's see. What else for pile number one here? What is this new cycle? Boundaries. Make sure, don't be afraid to close the doors that, you know, you're needing to release. Like I said, I feel like for a lot of you, this new cycle is going to be one of a lot of inspiration. What is this? T, trust. Transformation. Okay, I picked up trust, but it's transformation. This is a big change. This is a new cycle for you. Like big. I mean, regardless, it is a big cycle and a new one, but yeah, you're going to see that everything has always been connected. You guys have been in this energy of the sacred space, building sacred space for you. Because like I said, you've been working around themes around Chiron. So maybe, you know, like if you're a Leo rising or a Cancer rising, then Venus was transiting your first house. So there already you were doing a lot of healing in yourself, like who you are, how you present yourself. Not only that, but also if you're like me, you have Chiron in the first house, so it was making aspects to that as well. So that could be for some of you, those of you who can relate to my chart in any way, or wherever it might be. Maybe Chiron was close, maybe you have Chiron in Cancer. Inner child, yeah, you've been doing a lot of the inner child. So this new cycle, I feel like it's going to allow you to have more fun, to just be present. And from that place, I do see a lot of success, new doors opening up. I see you not being afraid. And that's with this leadership energy. You're not going to be afraid to close the door on things that you're just like, it's not resonating with me. You're not going to be afraid to say no. Yeah. Okay. And this new cycle is a lot of happiness for you guys. A lot of happiness. Don't be afraid to release what doesn't serve you. I feel like you guys already been doing this. You guys have. Now I'm going to pull a message from your guides just to kind of wrap it up. What do they need to know for pile number 1 about this new cycle here? What do they need to know? Whoa. Okay, you guys got 2 or 3? Yeah, you guys are my leaders. You are. Carry the torch for others to see. Wake up the world. Yeah, you guys are my leaders. That's this new cycle. And that's what's being restored. Maybe you did feel broken. Maybe something that happened in childhood, especially with Chiron. That's what I was saying. This right here, this is for those who have, you know, Chiron was being aspected here, or you've been doing work around your Chiron, okay, or your inner child. If you've been doing a lot of deep healing, you've been going back to your roots, back to when you grew up. The reason is because you're going to guide others. You're going to carry the torch for others and your family, of course, your ancestry line as well. And then we have you came to serve. Yes, like I said. Okay, pile number 1. Be light like your spirit guides. I feel like this new cycle is going to be the best version of yourself. This is the best version of you, and it's you being a leader. But that is what I have for you, pile number 1. Take care of yourself, stay safe, and thank you so much. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. This is your reading. Let's see what new cycle are you starting. I do want to say, if you want to know why certain videos or what's going on, what are the changes on YouTube, and why certain things have been restricted, that's all in the intro, you guys, okay? Or you want to hear about the new moon, what that energy is like, in the intro. But with that being said, let's get started. Let's see what is this new cycle about. So we do have the devil. Okay, as you guys know, I'm gonna keep it truthful, I'm gonna keep it honest, and some of these messages are not all light and airy, but I will show you or speak about the 2 sides of each major arcana. So this is a deck that I took just a major arcana because I want to see what this new cycle is. And then we have hope. This is reminding me of the song of NF. This has been coming up a lot of Instagram. Again, if you guys, you know, sometimes I'm not here on YouTube, you guys can always find messages on Instagram. So, and plus over there, I'm not as limited as here. The devil is Saturn energy, okay? And what is this about? Okay, so this new, for some of you, you're starting, because pile number 1 also got Saturn, but they got the ending of Saturn because they got the World card. You guys got the Devil card. So to me, that tells me you're just starting the Saturn cycle. Okay, now Saturn, what is Saturn? For those of you who don't know, he is, I mean, I love Saturn, to be quite honest. You guys, if you guys have been, if you guys are OG, then you know I've talked about this. I love Saturn. Saturn is heavy in my chart, so I am very familiar, very comfortable with the Saturn energy. What is Saturn energy? He does, you know, makes us feel restricted. He teaches us things that we need to learn. He doesn't hand out things. He is the Lord of Karma. He is the Lord of Responsibility, Law and Order as well. And so he is the Lord of Timing. So, you know, he reminds us of those heavy lessons in life that we have to learn. And if we want something, we have to work for it. So Saturn also rules chronic disease, chronic ailments. Saturn is the teeth, the bones. What else? Not sure about the skin, but I'm not quite sure there. But let's see, what else do we have here? Joints as well. Again, but Saturn does reward. And if, you know, if we do things, if we listen to Saturn, if we do what he tells us to do, then, you know, he rewards us. And what he rewards us with is, you know, things that can never be taken away from you. Because Saturn at the end of the day wants you to be the best version of yourself, and that usually takes work. So that's kind of a little bit of like a spiel on what is Saturn energy. So with this new cycle, I do see that this is a cycle of hard work. Okay, it doesn't have to, don't, please, I mean, some of you probably clicked off and be like, absolutely not, JJ. You're like, no, but this doesn't have to be bad. Okay, it doesn't have to be bad. It just feels like, I feel this is in regards to your limitations and restrictions. So what do I mean by that? Saturn, or in this new cycle, you are going to be looking at what do you feel that is restricting you in your life to getting to that level, to obtaining that new goal for yourself. And Saturn is going to be kind of like putting it in your face and being like, look, this is where you feel restricted. How can we push through this, right? Also, remember, the devil in tarot does represent sexuality, and it represents, I'm trying to like not because they're like over here, it's like certain things you cannot say. So, you know, there's gonna be a lot of healing around that. Okay, there's gonna be healing in regards to things that become obsessive, things that are not good for us, things that are restricting, things that are, like I said, unhealthy for us. So I do feel like it's gonna be kind of like, that's the shadow aspect of this cycle, is you're gonna be looking at that. What has a grip on you, and is it healthy? Is it not? Is it codependency? Is it you know, we're too unattached, we don't want to attach. It doesn't have to just be that we're codependent. It could just be like, I just, you know, I don't want it to be done to me, so I self-sabotage instead of experiencing that pain. So that type of situation is going on here. Now, also, the good thing about the devil, though, because everything has a good side. So the devil, for me, how I seen it in tarot, is good in business. The devil gets what he wants, right? That's just the way it goes. And so here, your ability to get what you want in this new cycle, it's there. Now, this is where discernment comes in. And you know, we got to be mindful of what it is that we're going after, right? Because this can also fall into the category of being a workaholic to the point where, let's say, we ignore our health. So things like this, right? Doing things in moderation, doing things in balance. That's kind of the lesson that we're learning in this new cycle. For some of you, work is going to be important here. Very important. Also with the hope, I do feel like, because Saturn is here, so Saturn is letting me know, like, there's going to be this energy of like, I'm needing to push through, or I'm needing to put in a lot of this, because Saturn, see, okay, Saturn is going to make you work hard for what you want, and it's not going to give you immediate rewards. It's not. I have to keep it honest. It's not. As someone who has a lot of Saturn energy, trust me, we don't get immediate results. We really don't. We have to really work hard. Like, you're going to see you're going backwards instead of going forward. That's just the Saturn thing. For those of you who have a Saturn in their chart, you guys like, write it in the comments. Tell me if that's a lie, because it's not. Everybody who has Saturn placements, heavy Saturn, will let you know that. Like, Saturn will make you feel like you're going backwards and you're putting all this work and you're like, but I'm not seeing any progress, until Saturn like blesses you. That's just, you know, that's just the way it goes. So the reason why I'm saying that is because it's going to be important in this new cycle to not lose hope, because there's going to be moments where you're going to feel triggered. There's going to be moments where you're going to be like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I doing this? But first of all, this is also teaching you, are you really passionate about it? Because when you're passionate about something, you give it your all, right? You're patient with it. So remember that. Here, hope, I will not forget. That's a trigger statement. The true statement is I open my heart. So for some of you, you're going to be doing healing around that. Where are the restrictions when it comes to opening up, when it comes to being vulnerable, when it comes to, working with others? The message says, release the suffering and take another step forward, sweet one. With each step, you will see more light and healing. And that is Saturn in a gist. Okay. And that's also reminding me of Hermit energy, because Hermit carries a lamp, and the lamp does not shine like the sun would, right? The lamp only shows you a little bit, just enough for you to see that the next step that you're taking, it's safe. And so this is kind of the cycle that you're going into. And I know a lot of you, I can already hear many of you being like, really? We all go through these Saturn stages. We all go through all the major arcana. We've all been here at some point in our lives. And if we haven't, well then, hello, welcome. But I feel for many of you, you're going to be releasing the baggage, the suffering, the beliefs that have been holding you back, like I said, in order for you to take the next step. For some of you, something that happened at 15 that you've been carrying around is still, you're bringing it forth. Okay. And so this is something we got to heal. I feel like you're going to be giving reminders, because this card wanted to come out, a message in a bottle. You're going to be giving reminders throughout this whole cycle that to have hope. Okay. To have hope, to know that you will be rewarded, that you're doing the work and it's for a purpose. But let's see. What is this new cycle? What else do you want to tell us? The yin energy. Yeah, being in, because the devil likes to control, right? The devil likes to control. And so I feel like you're going to be in the cycle of exchanging. So what do I mean by that? I feel like you're going to be exchanging things with spirit. Like spirit's going to be like, give me this obsessive thought, or give me this belief, or give me this unhealthy attachment, and I'm going to replace it with something better. Okay. And that is that's where you're going to be seeing that blessing. I'm also getting here as well. For some of you, you're going to be letting go of a never-ending story, of something that you've been repeating over and over again, of a narrative that has not served you. And so now it's like, spirit is like, we gotta, take that out. We gotta take that trash out. Yeah, because spirit wants to align you. And in order for that to happen, you're going to have to go through a awakening. Okay. And that's kind of what's going on here. And that's what happens when we're going through an awakening. Those of you who have gone through yours, you know that we start looking at this devil right in the face, right? And we start doing the work. Let's see. What else can you tell us about this new cycle? But again, in career and finances, this is looking good. The devil's, is good. You're going to be able to get what you want. Just use that. Use that with discernment, please. Also with this Saturn energy here, I do want to say, be very careful, because some of you are closing out karmic cycles, but also you might be starting a new one. So make sure that this new karmic cycle that you're starting is one of hope, one of love, and an open heart, and not one of, wanting to control, manipulate, and things like that. Okay. I'm not saying that you're that. I'm just explaining the devil energy. That's all I'm doing. You are enough. For some of you, the reason why you hold yourself back, or you're not wanting to take the next step, and why you keep holding on to this narrative, yeah, it's something emotional here. It's like you keep going and seeing, and you're like, I'm curious about it. I want to do that. I want to go after that. But there's something there emotionally where you're feeling like you're not enough for something that you want. And I feel like this time around, this new cycle, spirit is going to give you hope in that situation. So let's say, for example, you have been wanting to find love because all you've been doing is getting more of a physical connection. Hopefully that's okay. With a physical connection. And so spirit is going to bring you someone that's going to kind of, put you in a position where you're going to have to be vulnerable. And so that might be uncomfortable. But that's to show you where your limitations are. And so that's kind of what's going on here. And maybe, you know, this is going to mirror this aspect of like, well, the last time I was vulnerable, you know, this person left, or this person did me wrong, or whatever. So, you know that you're doing deep healing here. Pile 2. What else do we have for them? The waxing crescent. Inspiration, creativity, growth, accomplishments, and learning. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of learning here. Again, with the devil, there is a sense of accomplishments. Okay, there is. You're going to be rewarded for things that you worked in the past. Okay, and I feel like every time you open up, or every time, you know, you push through these limitations, and you kind of like, you're like, I'm gonna do it even if I'm scared. You're gonna see the spirit is gonna hand you like little reminders or little things that is going to be like, you are on the right path. At the bottom of the deck, we do have Leo. Again, from what place are we creating? Creating our relationships, creating our foundation. Is it from a place of this devilish energy, of old narratives, of old suffering? Or are we doing it from a place of an open heart and emotional balance? Okay. I feel like for a lot of you as well, that in this new phase is going to be all about your self-expression as well, and pleasure. For some of you, there's been a distortion about pleasure. And I feel like you're going to be expressing that in a new way, in a healthier way. That's coming through. I also see here that there's going to be a lot more fun, a lot more playful energy. Pile number 2. What else can you tell me about this? A lot of you are taking that pleasure energy and, you know, like infusing it into your creativity. Yeah, because there was something that you wouldn't let go. It's like, it was there. It's like, I will not forget. I'm not forgetting that. I will always remember that. And it's like, your guides are saying in this new cycle, you're going to have to let that go. You cannot carry that anymore. Inner peace. And you're making inner peace. You're finding inner peace in that situation. Because I feel like in that situation, it made you feel like you weren't enough. Fish also remind me of money, of abundance. These are koi fish. So maybe you resonate with koi. Maybe you have a koi tattoo. Or of a lotus. And flexibility. Yeah, you're learning to be more flexible and not be so like black and white in your thinking. And we have courage. Yes, you're stepping into this new cycle where you're being more bold, and you are allowing yourself to take a risk, to take a chance, and to just go after the things that you want, and not from a place of I'm not enough or this didn't work the last time, but from a place of I'm having hope and I'm trusting my intuition and I'm trusting spirit and I'm trusting my heart. I feel like in this new cycle, you're not going to be as rigid either with yourself and with others. Let's see. What is this new cycle? Behind the mask. Yeah. I feel like you're removing this mask because you have been wearing a mask in some way, shape, or form. And we all do this, okay? I don't want you to be like, oh, JJ, you know, you're pointing the finger at me. No, I'm not. I'm not. We all wear masks, you know. It's just the way it is. It's just something that we do, you know. And sometimes certain masks are no longer in alignment with us, and we have to leave them behind. We have to, because masks serve a purpose, sometimes for protection, sometimes, you know, for different purposes. So again, I feel like you're going to allow yourself to take that mask off. It's a coping mechanism. That's what it is. Thank you. But there's a lot of happy success, like I said. And I feel like you're going to make more authentic connections, not only with your friends and your colleagues, but I also feel like on a romantic level for some of you. At the bottom, we have I deserve respect. Yeah, and for some of you, that's what it is here. For some of you, that's what it is, okay? Let's see what else we have here. The card that fell is I am a problem solver. This is Virgo energy. And you are. I feel like the way you are also solving certain challenges in your life is going to be from a place of peace, from a place of, again, the energy of hope. Okay, hope, and being more flexible, working with spirit, and not from a place of wanting to control as well. Okay, to wrap it up, let's see a message from your guides for pile number 2. I know this was a little bit heavier. Pile number 2. Happiness is freedom from fear. And that's what you're breaking away from. That's what you're kind of like cutting the cords with. This energy of, you know, you feeling like you're not enough, or you feeling like, you know, that you can't do something. It's like now you're like, no, yes, I can. You know, I have hope. I am enough. I deserve this. I deserve a seat at the table, or to, you know, have my own table, and letting go of the fear. But that is what I have for you, pile number 2. Take care of yourselves. And again, this was a hard message, but we all have cycles like this. But this is actually a very empowering one, because it's removing all the shackles and everything that was holding you back. But that is what I have for you. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. This is your reading. So let's see, what new cycle are you stepping into? Which one is beginning for you? If you want to hear about the new moon energy and why certain videos were marked restricted, and you know what's going on, that's in the intro in case you skipped that. But let's see what is your new cycle. This is a deck that I just took out all the major arcana, and so I pulled one for every single pile. Let's see which one you got. The Death card. Oh, okay. Now, please, this does not mean literal, okay? The other card that we have is Reset. Okay, pile number 3. You might have picked pile 1 and 3. You might resonate a lot with this Death card energy. You might be someone who has heavy Scorpio, a Slasha in your chart. You might be someone who has heavy Pluto, or Pluto rules your chart. You might have a lot of planets in the 8th house, or even in the 12th house. Okay, so what is this new cycle that you are stepping into? Let me tell you, it's a transformative one. I feel like this is going to be one of the most transformative ones in your life. Yeah, so it's not a bad thing, you guys. Okay, it's not. I feel like this is big changes, like big changes. It's this is the energy of like, you know, I was married. I went from being married to being, now I'm divorced. From being single to being married. This is the energy of, you know, I used to be a tarot reader, now I'm a nurse. Or this can be something like, I wasn't a mom, now I am a mom. Now I'm a grandma, now I'm a grandpa. That type of energy. So it's like big life change here. It's a big life change. It's a complete reset of an aspect of your life, but I do feel here is of self. This is big on self. With the 1 here, it's the 1st house, the 3rd house, also in the way you communicate, you come across as well. The Death card is ruled by Pluto. Okay, so, you know, Pluto, do not fight the changes. Do not try to control the changes. All you can do is ride the wave of change. Change is inevitable. That's the only constant in life. You guys know this. Now, with this reset, for some of you, I feel like you're very comfortable with this death energy. I feel like you're, I don't know, that's what I'm saying. Some of you, those of you who have natally already these placements, you're like, I get it. Okay, those of you who also got pile 1, if you're like Saturn there, you get it too. You're very comfortable in this death energy. This has been an organic death. So this tells me that some of you have already been feeling a big shift coming up. You might have already been seeing the inner work. You might have already been seeing, you know, kind of like things leading to this. So maybe you hearing this is kind of like, JJ, I kind of already knew it. Yeah, because this is an organic death. This is something that, first of all, it's not going to happen like the Tower. Something you might have already picked up. You might have been seeing a lot of crows. Pink peonies as well is coming up. I'm also seeing here crows, ravens. You might be seeing the number 13. Now, in this new cycle, it's also happening organically. Okay, even though you might have already been picking this up, like this cycle is also happening in a slow, steady pace. The reset card says the trigger statement is I am sick. So for some of you might have had some type of literal physical manifestation of this change, like a literal change. Then the true statement is I am alive. The card says it's time to embrace a new way of being, one filled with health and the freedom to create a new reality. You guys, pile number 3. I don't know why I'm feeling like so pumped in your energy right now. Probably because I resonate with this message. And if you're like me, you picked 1 and 3, but oh man. This is a new you, and this is a message that has been coming up a lot on Insta, but this is a new you. You might have done something, you know, physically. For some of you, you cut your hair, you went from short to long hair, from long hair to short hair. For some of you, you might have also, you know, there's something here with the sense of how I identify as well. There's something there. There's something that you're fully embracing here that maybe before you hadn't. But there's going to be a lot of freedom that's coming with this new cycle that you're stepping into. And it just feels so empowering. But I will not lie, it is uncomfortable every time we're talking about death, right? Because now we're stepping into a new reality, a new version of self. And so it comes with vulnerability, because now you're just like, I'm new. Will people like it? Will people accept me? Will my partner, will my kids, right? Depending who you are, who's in your environment. So, you know, if you're feeling that, if you're feeling a bit scared, that is normal, that is okay. So I'm here to validate your feelings, that is okay. That is part of the process in itself. Feeling a bit lost. I feel like for some of you, you were literally feeling sick in the cycle you were in. And that was your guides telling you, like, we need to move from this cycle. Like, this cycle is not healthy. And you're going to start seeing that as you start making these changes, or these changes start happening in your life, you're going to start feeling more alive, more inspired, more creative, even maybe more energetic too. Did someone just buy Starbucks? I don't know why I just got an image of Paradise drink, but okay. But let's see. Work with the scent of eucalyptus, because this can be a bit, like I said, stressful. What else is happening here in this new cycle? Again, don't try to hold on to things that are meant to be leaving your life. I did talk about this on the intro. God is doing a lot of divine intervention, divine protection here. So again, be mindful, be paying attention to things here. It's a complete reset of your life, a renewal here of you and things around you. Wow, your guides are really now wanting to speak, because this is you deciding what your reality will be. That's what it is. Okay. After I said that, look at that. All you need to know is that it's going to be free. Okay. And it's going to give you freedom. And then there's going to be new adventures, fun adventures, exciting adventures, but you do have to release. This is clear. Your guides are saying there's something you're going to have to release here. And I feel like that might be what's going to make you very uncomfortable, because there is something here. Whenever we go through change, whether it be a physical change, whether it be, you know, emotional, you know, mean letting go of a partner or something like this, or a home that you've always, you know, grew up in or something like that. It's uncomfortable and it tends to hurt, right? So again, when you're mourning that, and even when we go through changes, like I did with my surgery, right? I went through this big change. And so it's okay to mourn the old version of you. It's okay to mourn who you once were. And even if you didn't have like a surgery like I did, or a physical, you know, health situation, even if it's something like, you know, just your beliefs and your thoughts, it's like, allow yourself to mourn your own life, mourn who you once were, what you once wanted and you no longer want. Like, you know, give yourself the same grace that you would give a friend is what I want to say. and allow yourself some time to adjust. And look at that, freedom and success. I feel like you're not seeing that behind this freedom, behind this metaphorical death, this change that is happening, whether it be literal or metaphorical, what comes with this is success. What comes with this is amazing things, but you don't see that. You don't see that because, like I said, we get comfortable. And your guides are saying it's okay for you to choose your freedom. It's okay for you to choose yourself, because with that will come great success. That is beautiful. And I feel like you're not seeing that, because all you're seeing is like, oh my God, I got to make these changes. This is happening. Sorry, I burped. That's releasing again. Yeah, there's so much, like, it's like spirit is asking you. Not okay, maybe. It's like reiterating, like, this is a getaway. I don't know. It's like spirit is saying, I'm offering you. I know it says gateway, but I heard getaway. It's like spirit is offering you a way out of something that was making you sick, or something that was no longer, or is no longer in resonance with you. And so spirit is saying this is a new gateway, and in this new gateway you're gonna find freedom, you're gonna find success. So trust me, because there's a lot of, like, with the adventure, a lot of trying new things, traveling, just doing things. I feel like more in the spurge of the moment, not from a place of wanting to control or having like a set routine. It feels more like if I feel it, I do it kind of thing. And of course, you know, being mindful and being discerning, but that's what it feels like. What else can you tell me about this new cycle here? This does rule the 8th house. So again, very esoteric. I feel like you guys are very wise. You might be stepping into something that is more taboo. Something in regards to maybe, because the 8th house does have to do with assets of your partner as well. Or from other people. Could be, depending on what planet you have there. If you have Saturn there, then this could be inheritance from father. If you have the moon there, then this can be inheritance from mother. But there is something here. For some of you, this could be like a literal death of someone in your life that resets or like changes everything for you, in the sense of like the perspective of life, things like this. There's something here, but I really don't get that. Hopefully not, you guys, but I have to mention it, okay, because it did come through right now. What else can you tell me? Jupiter. And I was going to say, for some of you, you might have Jupiter in the 8th house. So this could be a passing. Okay. Jupiter is husband energy for some of you. Doesn't have to be, but it's there. But I know in astrology, in a female, it is partner. So the card says expansion, gratitude, morality, and enlightenment. There is a big expansion happening in your life. For some of you, you have Pisces in the 8th house, or you have Sagittarius in the 8th house. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the 2nd house again, talking about resources, talking about finances. This is the house of resources, material possessions, and values. Here is where we see our belongings, wealth, and finances, as well as the pillars on which material, intellectual, and emotional security is developed. So again, there is big changes in regards to your money, in regards to your wealth, your finances, in regards to your possessions. And it can just be like a change of perspective. It can just be a change of like, you know what, before I would value a lot the financial aspect of life, and now I'm valuing more the wisdom with Jupiter, right? I want to travel more instead of, you know, I don't know, instead of, I always think of this example, instead of like buying that $2 million home, like it's like I want to go travel more and experience life and experience different cultures and like eat different types of food and help other people. Like it's a big change. Like the ambulance is in the background. So again, this is something that is big. It's like a life altering change here. And like I said, it's like this energy of like before I wanted security, whereas now it's like I want this Jupiterian energy. I want this energy, and Jupiter is known to travel, right? Jupiter is known, the Sagittarius energy. So for some of you, it can just be literally that you're just like, I just want to travel more. I want to experience more. And you're valuing more wisdom. And this is going to help you grow. It's going to help you expand, get out of your comfort zone too. Because there was a lot of repressed desires here. And I feel like now you are going to express those desires more. I'm also getting here as well. For some of you, you might have heavy Sagittarius. So you might have Saturn and Sag. Like I do have Saturn and Sag. And in Vedic, I have a lot of Sagittarius as well. So I do feel like that might be something that you're expressing more. The Sagittarius side of you. You might be stepping into this teacher role. Into this guru with the Jupiter here. It's like you're now stepping into alignment with your morality, with your values. For some of you, some of you might have an NDE moment, a near-death experience, where, you know, it brings about this big awakening or epiphany. Like there's something there. Or something that you went through, probably medically too, that resetted you, that brought this energy of enlightenment in. And it's now like activating Jupiter in your chart. It's activating the Sagittarian part of you. You're probably like me, I have Jupiter there in the first house too. We have all these cards that fell in the 10th house. I achieve. Yeah, I feel like you are going to be achieving a lot. For some of you, yes, your status is changing, okay? With that 10th house. It says this is the house of fulfillment and social status. Here is where we see structures, corporations, tradition, ambition, public image, and fame, discipline and achievements and recognition, rules and father figure. Remember I had mentioned that earlier? It is also associated with power and authority as well as the people who exert them. So like I said, for some of you, you picked pile 1 because we were talking about stepping into your power for pile number 1. Kazimi. Yeah, you're living more from your heart space. That's sun energy. Yes, a lot of your identity is changing here. Pile number 3. I was going to say pile 1. Pile number 3, your identity is changing. Sagittarius, again, I feel like you're becoming, or you're really embodying the Sagittarian energy. This Mars, again, your willpower, your desires. Yes, before your desires were repressed. Repressed? Yeah. And so I feel like now you're going after them. You're going after them, and you might have actually Aries in the 10th house for some of you. That might be your midheaven. And then we have Pisces energy here. So these signs might be significant here for you guys. I am going to pull one more card, and then I'm going to pull the guide one, and then that's it. I'm going to close it out because your guys' was long. Let's see. Pile number 3. What is this new cycle? What can you tell us about this new cycle? For pile number, it's about to get real good. Pile number 3, it's about to get real good. It's gonna be a little bit uncomfortable, but it's about to get real good. Higher self, your higher self is the one that's pulling you in. It's kind of taking your hand, but I'm also getting this energy of like you're becoming your higher self. Yeah, you're stepping into your journey. You're becoming your higher self now, the highest version of you. Yes, before you weren't allowing yourself to receive, but now you are. Your identity is changing. Again, take it step by step. Like I said, this is going to be an organic situation, an organic development. Okay, so don't get overwhelmed with everything that I just said here. But let's see. I feel like I'm reading for myself, all 3 piles, but okay. Let's see. Follow your heart. Yeah, like I said, you're following your heart now. That's the biggest reset that's happening here. Yeah. At the bottom of the deck, we have I am beautiful. And that's where your desires come from your heart space. Okay, pile. No. That's too many cards. We're going to take that one. I will show you, but I will not take them. True love can never really be lost, and listen to the voice within when it's persistent. Yeah. At the bottom, this is the perfect time. This is your perfect time. Who else got this? Pile 2? About divine timing? I don't remember. And then your message is be calm and keep going. Yeah, with all these changes, just, you know, just do not rush through them. Know that everything is in alignment. Everything is happening the way it's supposed to happen. And know that you're just stepping into the highest version of you, and be patient with that. Be patient. But that is what I have for you, pile number 3. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. Bye.